Hello, I am Pam, and this is my channel made by Pam. So, today is Friday. Hashtag Friday Sews. It is February 9th, 2024. And I've gotten a little bit done this week. Technically it looks like a lot, but it really isn't. Not compared to what I could usually get done. So, yesterday I sewed on the waistband, and then I was putting the elastic in because, because it's going to be elasticized, but my dad will also be able to use belt loops to put a belt because he uses a belt. That is pretty much, well, and I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was before that I got the hem on the bottom done, but it might have been yesterday. It's kind of a blur, okay? So, I've been sick. Yes, I have been sick, and I have been feeling miserable as can be. Actually, I could feel worse, seriously. Like, when I had pneumonia back in 2015, I felt worse. But I have been sick, and it's been hard to get up the energy. Like, I will sit down here and I will think about working on my stuff, and then I just sit here and read books on my phone or watch my phone or watch YouTube or something else, and I wrap up in my blanket. I wrap it around my little shoulders and cuddle here because it's chillier down here in the basement. A lot chillier than it is upstairs because it's the basement. And yes, I have heat ducts, but it doesn't work as well as maybe I would like. So, I have been sick, and I've had a cough, but it's more of like a dry cough because it's just the stuff that just kind of settles in the throat, and it just makes the throat scratchy and you just want to cough, but it's not really coughing up anything. It's just because you're sick. It's like been a sinus infection. So Sunday, I was starting to feel yucky, well, my husband was feeling yucky. He wasn't feeling the greatest on Friday night, and he came home and wasn't feeling great, and so Saturday he did go to work because he had to go to do military stuff, and then when he came home he went to bed, and then but he did work all day. And then Sunday he woke up and he was like, maybe I should just call in. But he went in and turned in the paperwork he needed to turn in. And he told them that he was going home and that he was going to go to the clinic and get checked out. So he came home and went to bed and slept. And then later he went to the clinic because it was Sunday, so the clinic didn't open till 10. So he went to the clinic and got checked out, and he was okay. Just an infection, a virus. And so he came back home, and then later they let him know what he had. And, I wasn't feeling the greatest, but I was doing okay. I'm a mom. I don't have time to be sick. Come on. Seriously. So you just have to keep going. And so Monday, he had a meeting he had to go to, and he had to go to work. So he had to go to work and turn in some paperwork, and then he had a meeting he had to go to and get his details, and then he was home. And I had taken the kids to school in the morning, and then I had to go pick up my son early, my 14-year-old, because he ended up getting sick. He wasn't feeling the greatest. I'm like, and when I go to pick him up, they told me that he looked kind of pale and that he wasn't feeling well. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I don't feel very well either. But I got him from school. I went home and he went to bed. And, well, went to his room. And in his room, he usually just lays down and goes to bed. And I think on Sunday is when we cleaned out his rat cage. Because he has rats, and we cleaned out the cage. But, I picked him up, and then my husband got home from work, and then it was time to go pick up the kids from school. And he started getting his stuff ready for his trip. Because he is on orders, and he's gone for a little bit. And so, yay! It happens, no big deal. So, Monday, I wasn't feeling the greatest, so I did come downstairs a little bit Monday, and I try to do a little bit of work, and I'd sit here and I got some of the stuff done, but not as much as I would have liked, and I ended up putting it away and just say, you know what, I'm not working on this, I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to bed. So I went up and I crawled in bed, and then that's when the school called me, and so I went and picked up my son and got him, and then I ended up getting my kids from school later. And then when we all got home, I went and laid down because I wasn't feeling well. And my husband asked me if I was going to be okay. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. But my face, I could feel like the sinuses in my head was hurting, and my sinuses were hurting, and my throat was hurting, and my chest hurts a little bit, and I just wasn't feeling good. I probably have a sinus infection or something, I don't know. So I went to bed, and Tuesday I got up and I took my husband to the airport, and he asked if I was going to be okay. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. He's like, are you sure? Happen to take me to the airport and stuff? I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. And because I can go back to sleep when the kids are at school. No big deal. But my son was home on Tuesday because he wasn't feeling well, and he had ended up spending half the night puking, and in the morning he was puking, and he tells me, he's like, Mom, I just puked like a bunch of times. And so my other two boys and my daughter got ready for school, and I went to take them to school, and I was asking them, making sure that they're feeling okay, that they're not feeling sick. And then my daughter's like, Mom, my stomach hurts. And so I'm like, okay, go back to bed. Because I wasn't going to send her to school if she wasn't going to feel good, and if her stomach was hurting. What if she was to throw up? And then later, she told me that she had had to go to the bathroom, and she was starting to feel better. But yeah, it's been crazy. And so Wednesday they didn't have school because it was they call it like a home learning day for the kids, which the teachers are doing their deep dive work. So, it's a way to get around the kids having to go to school after Memorial Day, because I think this year Memorial Day is on the 27th of May, I think. And so this way, the kids don't have to go to school after Memorial Day. They get out that Friday before. And so and they go to a charter school, so they have different, they don't have to go by the school district schedule or any of that. They can kind of go by their own. They still have to have the certain required amount of days and everything, but they can choose when the school year starts and when it ends, and like how they manage those teacher days and everything. Okay. That's a lot of talking. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised I'm talking that much. Alright. So, let me show you some more of these pants real quick, because all I'm doing is blabbing. They're getting closer to being done. I'm working on the waistband. Here's the back pockets. And instead of doing the Velcro on these, I've chosen to do buttons. Hopefully my dad will be okay with that. I'm sure he will. He'll just be glad he has some pants. And then I have the bottom hem done, and the side pockets are all done. I just have the waistband to finish and the belt loops to finish. Oh my goodness. Let me grab a drink real fast. I have Gatorade in my bottle because it will help. So I'd also ordered something off of Amazon. Okay? I didn't think it would be in such an like, it came in a baggie. And it came in a little box. See, no protection at all. So when they get delivered, they're like jiggling around, of course. So there's no protection for the needles at all whatsoever. Well, I open it up, and lo and behold, look at that. A broken needle. Yeah, tell me about it. So, I contacted just like the little customer service. I didn't like call them, but just like their little like, what's your problem? What do you need? And what's the issue? And I said damaged product, and they said they were going to send me a new one. And then I would just have to have this one returned before the 10th. So I'm hoping that the new package gets here soon, and then I just have to return the damaged one. Yeah. But yeah, broken needle. And it's not exactly the best. I don't really appreciate how this is packaged. You would think that it would have some kind of rhyme or reason, to keep it secure. Like, come on, Amazon. Seriously? You could take a piece of fabric. Come on. And you could easily, not that they would want to do this, they could easily take it and just pinch it through a piece of fabric to have the needles, you know, so that they're not loose and able to break. But we will see what happens. And then I was looking on Amazon, and it's like, oh, there's even more needles for cheaper. But I guess that's not the greatest option, because obviously the needles broke. But, you know, but I wanted a twin needle because I looked at all my needles and all I had was the skinniest one. And I'm like, I know I had a package of needles that I bought, some twin needles that had the different sizes. But I looked in my needle container and I didn't have any. And I'm like, dang it, what did I do with them all? So, I didn't have any needles. Alright, well, that is enough chatting. I am getting out of breath, and it's been a lot. But that's what I've gotten done on my dad's pants. I have done a little bit of sewing, like I did make a little mini pillow. Well, not mini, but it is tiny. It's for a small pillow that my daughter uses for her daughter. And she had a piece of fabric, sunflower fabric, that she wanted the pillow, like a little pillowcase made out of. But she wanted it to be like the other one that's on there, because she has the donut one. And she wanted it to also have a zipper on it to keep it secure. And so, she'd asked about that, and I think that's also what I worked on. It wasn't yesterday. It was on Wednesday, I think. Was it? Or on Tuesday? No, it wasn't Tuesday. No, it wasn't Tuesday. It must have been Wednesday that I worked on it. I think. Yeah, it was probably Wednesday. But I came down and worked a little bit. But I didn't come down here really at all on Tuesday. Like Tuesday, I came down here for a second just to bring a couple things down here, and my daughter to bring her pillowcase down here. And I told her, I'm like, it's gonna have to wait because I am in like no condition to sew. And she's like, okay. And so the next day, yeah, so it was probably Wednesday that I sewed. But I did spend a lot of time in bed too, because just not feeling well. And, you know, I get tired. Maybe it was COVID, I don't know. But I'm doing okay. Alright, well, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to my almost 20 minutes of rambling. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Stay creative, and until next time, bye now.